this video, I'm going to go over how to get your Canon EOS M50 to produce photos that pretty much don't need any editing done to them. Now these are the settings I like. This is how I like my photos to look, and with these settings I was able to achieve it internally. I was able to achieve this look internally with these settings that I discovered. And now I pretty much don't even need to edit my pictures. If I were to post these anywhere, I would just post them as is, because this is my style. This is what I like. So I'm going to go through each photo. I'm going to start from the top left and go through all of them. And you're going to see that each image is going to kind of pop. So you're going to see the image and then it's going to pop like after a second. That's just the image fully loading. So the first view you get of the image is not the fully loaded version, because these files are very large, or they're fairly large. So I'm going to leave each one up for 5 seconds or 4 seconds, 4 to 5 seconds, but just know that the first second is not the correct image. So if you're going to screenshot these or save them, or do anything with them, don't take the first second of the image, because it's not the high quality version. Wait until a second after, and then you'll see, the actual quality. So here we go. So here we go. I'm going to go into my settings right now and show you the settings of my EOS M50. Before I do that, I do want to show you that I am using the 22mm pancake lens. So now that you see what lens I'm using, and that this actually is the M50 right there, let's get into the settings. So right here, image quality, large. The aspect ratio is 3:2. I think that's how you say it. Image review, not that important, but it is at 4 seconds. The lens aberration correction, that is on. Flash control, here are the settings for that. Now before I keep going, you might not have these settings. What you have to do is turn this to AV mode, and then you will have all these settings. So now, let me continue. Drive mode, that's what I have it set to. Now part 2, my exposure is down to 1. ISO speed is auto, and then my max is 6400. And then here's 6400 again. This is grayed out, or at least it should be. And then highlight tone priority is D+. Metering is set to spot metering. Metering timer is 4 seconds. Expo, I think that means exposure simulation, is enabled. My white balance is set to auto white balance. It is auto white priority. The custom white balance I didn't set. My white balance shift BKT is just flat. It's right in the center. The color space is sRGB. Here, I set my own picture style. So, here it is. Here's my custom settings. And that's it. And that's what I use. Now, let's go to the next section, which is number 5. Long exposure noise reduction is set to auto. High ISO speed NR is set to high. Dust delete data, that's nothing. That's just a thing you can do. Touch shutter is off. And then touch and drag autofocus settings, I have this enabled. And then I have positioning set to absolute. And then active touch area is the whole panel. Now my autofocus operation is servo autofocus. The AF autofocus method is 1 point. Continuous autofocus is enabled. And then my focus mode is autofocus. I don't manually focus, so I don't have to spin this wheel. Now onto number 7, lens, electric, or electronic manual focus. I set that to enable after one shot autofocus. And then AF assist beam firing is on. MF peaking settings, that is on, low, and red. Then IS settings, that is enabled. Now onto 8. For video quality, I set that to 29.9 frames per second, and I shoot at 1080p. Sound recording is auto, and then movie servo autofocus is enabled. This, what is this, BTN function? Yeah, so that's just set to meter, dot, and then plus sign, camera, servo AF. And then auto slow shutter is on, so automatically record brighter movies when dark. So that just boosts up the brightness artificially, which might not be the best setting. But let's go on to section 2, which is this little play button. Let's see, anything here? Nothing really. So my eco mode is off. Power saving, is that off or 30 seconds? Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, so here's the settings. Display off after 30 seconds. Auto power off after 5 minutes, and viewfinder off after 1 minute. Display brightness is almost maxed out. Time zone, set that to whatever is right for you. Video style is NTSC. Touch control is standard. Then beep, disabled. Sensor cleaning, you can do that whenever you want. Hdmi resolution is set to 1080p. Then here's my shooting info. This is what I like to have on the screen. I have 1 checked off, and I have 3 checked off. And then for VF info, I have 1 and 2 checked off. And then grid is off. Histogram is RGB, and then display is large. Reverse display is on. Display performance, I have that set to power saving. I have over here for VF display format, I have that set to full. Display settings, that is auto. Here, this isn't really important. Now, on to the next one. Menu display is standard. Guide mode is disabled, and then feature mode is disabled. And then here, these are just my favorite settings. So this is for quick access. Autofocus, raw image processing, eco mode, power saving, lens cleaning. You can set this to whatever you want over here. This is fully customizable. So yeah, those are my settings.